Before we conclude, Donald and I just wanted to just sum up or give some thoughts. And I first want to thank Maggie for having us, but also for all the work you do in your board, for what you do year-round. And Tim Kaine talked about history, and I just wanted to, I just happened to Google what today was last night for some reason, and I was just struck by some of the things going on, because this week's an amazing time as we continue inevitably marching towards equality and waking up the country and the Commonwealth from history, which we learn is an ongoing and continuous process. But it was 237 years ago today that Patrick Henry was elected governor and that we adopted the Virginia Constitution. It was 49 years ago today that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed. It was 46 years ago this month, of course, that Loving versus Virginia struck down laws against interracial marriage. And of course, yesterday was the 44th anniversary of the Stonewall riots, which brings to mind this isn't just something that was done in a day or in a year, but we're celebrating this week the DOMA decision, but it's a call to action that we've got to redouble our efforts, as we know, of course, in Virginia, but across the country. And we've got a lot of work to do, whether it's non-discrimination laws, marriage equality, voting rights for kids, for immigrants, and for working people. But it's not just us, from Bayard Rustin to Bella Abzug to John Lewis, Barney Frank, Barack Obama, Teddy Kennedy, and to people who marched in Selma and rioted at Stonewall, to Virginians like many in this room. We're standing on the shoulders of countless activists, both gay and straight, who fought against long odds, and that's what makes days like Wednesday possible. But I didn't want to forget that our own Virginia Congressman, Bobby Scott and Jim Moran, voted against DOMA. And there weren't that many congressmen voting against DOMA in 1996. And I think it was really appropriate that this court decision came down on Chuck Robb's, I think it was his 73rd birthday, because he was the only Southern senator of either party to vote against DOMA. And he showed us what statesmanship is, and he's set an example that I think our ticket, our candidates are following, and that we can be proud of. So thank you.
I am laughing to myself because Abby's not in the room. So she can't stop me. But if I can't be authentic with you all, who can I be authentic with? And you put a microphone in my hand. It's 1 week before I'm going to be preaching at MCC, which is the church that Robin used to be the pastor of. And I see what's happening, and I have to share this with you. The title of my sermon next Sunday the 7th, will be No Weapon Formed Against You. It comes from the 54th chapter of Isaiah, the 17th verse. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And to see from my vantage point, and by the way, my faith tradition is not the only tradition that has that passage in it, but it's the one I know. But to see from my vantage point, God moving in this way. Because think about where we have been. Stonewall is no longer the name of a general. It is a holy place, a place where a movement started. Don't ask, don't tell is in the dustbin of history. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. DOMA is gone. With this Supreme Court, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And now a ticket arises to try to turn back the modest gains that we've gotten so far. And the God that I serve, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Ishmael, the God of Gandhi, the God of Martin, knows that he desires us to ensure that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. You know, my faith has been used to beat up you, many of you, way too often, and for that I am dreadfully sorry. I've been impressed by a book that I've read lately called Fall on Faith. And it's by Jay Baker. The same Jay Baker who is Tammy's son and Jim Baker's son. And his ministry is 180 degrees opposite of his father's. And so when the progeny of your persecutor embraces you, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And so I'll leave you with this thought. The end of that passage I shared with you says that this is the gift that God gives to those who are his children. And those people who are his children are those who dare to be and embrace the people that he created you to be. So no matter what anybody tells you from the other side, Daddy loves you. And he loves you because you're authentic and you have embraced the humanity he has placed in you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. And let's have a great Saturday.
I just want to thank you all for coming out again. I hope we can make this a yearly event. Darren probably didn't have a great time running around trying to get our video to work, but we'll try to do that better next year. And thank you all very much for coming out. Have a great day.